Coming up next on Dave's Retro Video Lab, 8mm goes pro. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome to another edition of Dave's Retro Video Lab, the show where I buy old video cameras from the internet, I bring them back here to my lab where I test them out to see if they still work after all these years. Today in the lab, I have Sony's CCD-V110 camcorder. Let's check it out. Sony's CCD-V110 Pro 8mm camcorder was introduced in 1986 and was sold through 1988. Retailing for just under $2,000, the V110 was pricey for its time. Factor in the cost of inflation, and in today's dollars, buying that camera now would set you back almost $4,300. With its flying erase head, internal wipe capability, plus its full set of edit features, made Sony's CCD-V110 a very capable video capture platform. Now it's time for our camera close-up segment, where we will take a deeper dive into the camera's functionality and feature set. Certainly if you paid $2,000 back in 1988, I would have hoped that you would get your best bang for your buck. You know, this camera, it really, my understanding is from the literature I've read, it really packs a lot when it comes to the edit features within the camera's VTR section. You had an internal wipe generator, so you could wipe to one clip that's already on the camera and program it to wipe to video that you're currently recording, which I thought was really neat. I think one of the most interesting aspects of this camera is this little thing back here, this accessory port. The accessory port allowed you, with a special cable that you could buy extra, to output the camera's video to, say, another source and then bring it back in to record. So what's really neat about that is if you had a switcher and you had like two other cameras, you could cut between the other cameras and this camera and then send that feed back into this camera. Of course, the audio is coming from here, so you'd have to get a mixer and plug it into the mic input on the camera. But sort of a neat little thing if you could make that work, and maybe in a future episode I will attempt to try that if possible. That's if I can get a camera to actually have a working VTR section. Hey Dave's Retro Video Lab fans, don't forget to subscribe and please click the bell for notifications. Up here, of course, you have your AV adapter input. And as we rotate this again, over here you have your camera controls. Basically, you had your typical white balance, iris, your color temperature settings, all available on that panel. Then, of course, you had your titler, which was up here underneath this door right there. I have to admit the titler is a little clunky and I found it difficult to operate, but once you got the swing of it, it was okay. And just so you know, in here on the pistol grip, there is a compartment for a lithium battery, and that would help power whatever storage goes on in here for your titler and time date stamp. Back here we have a little door. Where is it? Right here. Right there we have your VTR controls. Okay, as I rotate this around, one of the things I wanted to check out is up here. I'll swing that forward. You had a mic input, and then it has DC out, and I'm not sure exactly what that is for. I looked in the instruction manual, but I couldn't find what that DC out meant. I don't know if that was able to power something, which that's what I think it would be, so I'm not fully sure what that port was for. The V110 has a time-lapse record function where it'll record 8 frames of video every 15 seconds for 30 minutes. So that's pretty neat if you're shooting nature or clouds animating, something that I would actually want to try with this camera if it works. Okay, now it is time for the moment you all have been waiting for. It's our Will It Work segment, and we are going to see if Sony's CCD-V110 camcorder will work. Typically with Sony's CCD-V110, either it's a tape eater or there's an issue with the camera portion. Sometimes I get this like milky whitish glow that is part of the picture. I'm not sure why that happens, but it's unique to the 110. I don't know about, for some reason, why other Sony camcorders don't have this problem, but the 110 somehow gets plagued with this white, milky look. I'm not going to bother with the VTR section because I'm not going to take a chance with it eating a tape because that doesn't matter to me right now. I just want to see if the camera section works. So let's begin, shall we? For this, we are going to need a Sony power supply. We will take that and put that back here. I think it goes like this. I already have it plugged in. Okay, next, I'm going to take the AV adapter and I'm going to plug in this RCA cable into it, and it is already hooked up to the television. So, I'll plug that in. Good. So, I think we're almost ready to go. Out of the frame, I have a color chart all ready to go. It's lit. I'm guessing there's easily about 300 or 400 lux worth of light, so there should be an adequate amount of light for the camera. We won't have to gain it up or do any of that other stuff. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Crew, are you ready? Are we good? We good? Great. Okay, here we go. First we got to turn on the camera. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, hey, how about that? You ready? In 3, 2, 1. Hey, look at that. We got a picture. That's really fantastic. And you know what? The colors look pretty good. Let's zoom in. Let's see. What do we got? There we go. Yeah, you know what? The color reproduction looks really great. Not bad for a CCD that's over 30-something years old. I'm impressed. This camera, it looks good. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to take the camera off its tripod, we're going to hook it up in the back, and we're going to film me, and we'll see what I looked like back in 1988. Chances are I probably had more hair. Hey, look at that. I'm back in 1987. Or is it 1988? I'm not sure, but what I can tell you is there are fireworks going on right now because it's July 4th, 2020. And that brings up a really great point, actually. Here we are in 2020. We're using 4K cameras that have so much latitude when it comes to exposure. You can get the dark areas and the bright areas all together and have a nice image. Whereas using a camera that's 30-something years old, it's not so easy. It took us almost 2 hours to wait for that shot back there to be exposed. And we still had to bring in a light so I would be properly exposed. I want to thank you for watching Dave's Retro Video Lab. I'm Dave, the Lab Tech, and we got to get going. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and click the bell so you get more updates. Bye. In 3, 2, 1. Blah, blah, blah. Ugh. Maybe smile more, maybe. This is weird. Something's going on here. Oh gosh, help us, please. All right, that was okay. We don't want this whole thing falling off. That would be really bad. You would enjoy it. I may not. Good, right?
Yeah.
All right, great. Stop. I think that was thunder. All right, cut.